Hello and welcome to the Times of India. You're watching Global Pulse with me, Neha Khanna. First came the attack on Venezuela and the capture of its president, which many have termed the kidnapping of a head of state. Now the threats are coming thick and fast. Kick out and sever economic ties with China, Russia, Iran, and Cuba before we allow you to pump more oil. That is the latest diktat US President Donald Trump has reportedly issued to Venezuela's new regime under interim President Delcy Rodriguez. Regardless of the claims that have been made about the US operation being a war on drugs or a campaign to topple a brutal dictator, what's clear as daylight is this. The United States is tightening its grip on Venezuela's oil future. Reports say Trump is laying out strict conditions for Venezuela's interim government before allowing the country to expand its oil production, demands that could reshape global energy alliances. Now, according to ABC News, Donald Trump wants Venezuela's interim leadership to completely cut political and economic ties with China, Russia, Iran, and Cuba. Only then would Venezuela be permitted to increase oil drilling from its vast reserves.
Well, I think we're looking more at getting it fixed, getting it ready first, because it's a mess. The country is a mess. It's been horribly run. The oil is just flowing at a very low level, much lower than, even if it was badly run, it should have more income, more oil than what they're doing. So we're going to have the big oil companies go in. They're going to fix the infrastructure. They're going to invest money. We're not going to invest anything. We're going to just take care of the country. We're going to cherish the country. We're going to take care, more importantly, of the people, including Venezuelans that are living in our country that were forced to leave their country. Yeah, they're going to be taken very good care of. Yes, ma'am.
And that's not all. Venezuela would be required to work exclusively with the United States on oil production and give American buyers priority access to its heavy crude exports. China, which has long been Venezuela's closest energy partner and largest oil customer, would be shut out entirely under this proposal. This pressure campaign comes amid deep political unrest in Venezuela. Following US military strikes last week, President Nicolas Maduro was captured and flown out of the country. Vice President Delcy Rodriguez has since assumed the role of interim president, though Trump has publicly claimed that he now controls the South American nation. ABC News has reported that the Trump administration has warned Venezuela's new leadership that increased oil drilling will only be approved if these conditions are met. The message is clear. Expel foreign rivals, sever economic ties, and align Venezuela's energy sector solely with Washington. US officials believe they hold the upper hand. Secretary of State Marco Rubio reportedly told lawmakers in a private briefing that Venezuela is running out of options because its oil storage facilities and tankers are already full. A Bloomberg report states that Venezuela began shutting down oil wells in late December after storage space ran out due to the US blockade. Analysts warn that further shutdowns could cripple the economy and threaten Rodriguez's ability to remain in power. US estimates suggest that Caracas may have only a few weeks before it faces financial collapse without oil sales. US Senator Roger Wicker, chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, says the US strategy revolves around controlling Venezuela's oil supply without sending American troops. The White House has not disputed these reports. Trump has also made a dramatic claim of his own. He says Venezuela's interim authorities will hand over between 30 million and 50 million barrels of what he calls sanctioned oil to the United States. Posting on Truth Social, Trump said the oil would be sold at market value, with the proceeds controlled by the US to benefit both Venezuela and the United States. Energy Secretary Chris Wright has reportedly been ordered to carry out the plan immediately. Trump says the oil will be loaded onto storage ships and transported directly to US ports for unloading. A senior administration official has been quoted as saying that the oil has already been produced and placed into barrels. Most of it is currently on tankers and will be redirected to refineries along the US Gulf Coast. While 30 to 50 million barrels may sound significant, the US consumes more than 20 million barrels of oil every day. Experts say the impact on gas prices would be limited. Selling up to 50 million barrels could generate substantial revenue though. With Venezuelan crude trading around $55 per barrel, total proceeds could range from $1.65 to $2.75 billion if buyers pay full market price. However, handing over that much oil could drain Venezuela's own reserves. The country has accumulated large crude stockpiles since the US imposed an oil embargo late last year. Industry analysts say the oil will likely come from a combination of onshore storage and seized tankers. It remains unclear how quickly the oil transfer will take place. As Washington pushes forward, Venezuela's oil and its political future now sits squarely at the center of a high-stakes power struggle with global consequences.